sound check.
Yeah, hello. I'm Frampton. Fury Usyk. That's the one that just comes into my head straight away. Thought for a while or a few months ago I was going to say it, not as confident now, but hopefully it can be worked out and both guys can fight. Well, apart from the fight that I've just talked about that I want to see, this year has been pretty good for making big fights. We've got Crawford Spence, which is about to happen. We've had Lopez and Taylor, Garcia and Tank Davies. There's been a list of top fighters fighting each other, which is something that a lot of the times anyway, boxing fans criticise boxers for, not the best not fighting the best. So we've started to see that happen a little bit more. We've started to see promoters working together a little bit more. So we just need to keep seeing more. And we need to see the big guys fighting. The fight that I just mentioned, like that has to happen. There has to be a unified, undisputed heavyweight champion. For me, it's still the greatest praise in sport to call yourself the heavyweight champion of the world. And to be only one man to be able to say that, I think it would be unbelievable. But yeah, I would say they probably are. Well, you have an argument against, some people may say Usyk, depending on how his fight goes with Dubois as well. But there's a few fighters that you could make an argument for. But the winner of Spence Crawford, and I suppose how they win as well, if it's a dominant performance from one guy, then you probably have to say is the number one pound for pound fighter on the planet. But I mean, this fight, it's history making. It's a one for the ages. You know, we talk about the four kings and Duran, Hearns, Hagler, and Ray Leonard all fighting. You're going back to that type of fight. This is a monstrous fight. Yes, the winner can go on to fight for a world title. It would be difficult for the loser, especially if it's Cunningham, just because of the stage of his career that he's at. But like you said, there's no love lost. I think it's a really interesting fight. Liam Davies actually surprised me and how he beat a fighter I used to train with, a guy called Mark Leach, and I didn't think he would have beaten him, and he beat him really convincingly. So he's a very good fighter. He's younger. I'd say he's probably the favourite in the fight, but Cunningham's a good fighter, really good fighter. He pushed Mick Conlan reasonably close, who hasn't won a world title, but came very close once anyway, and he's fought again against Lopez and he was knocked out. But Cunningham is someone who I don't imagine he's expected to get to the stage of his career where he's at and be talked about, and has a chance of maybe fighting for a world title at some point. He's done it the real hard way, but real throwback fighter as well. Quality fight. Kind of leaning towards Davies in that one. He does have a chance. I think that if you look at Usyk's performances at heavyweight, take the couple of AJ wins out of the equation, and they've been okay. He didn't look great against Chisora. Chisora won a number of rounds in that fight, which a lot of people didn't think he would do. AJ, I think he was a little bit cautious in his approach to the Usyk fight. Look, Usyk's a big favourite. I love to watch him. I love everything about him. He'll not knock Dubois out, I don't think anyway, with one shot. He'll have to hit him a lot to try and force a stoppage, which he could do. But Dubois is that powerful and that athletic that he could be 11 rounds behind and into the 12th round, and it only takes one shot, and he only has to land once to knock Usyk out. And it could happen, but there is a favourite in the fight, and I would say it's definitely Usyk. The best heavyweight in the planet right now is I still have to say Fury. I think that Fury probably beats them all. Disappointing that a lot of these other fights are being made and Fury is fighting an MMA fighter, Francis Ngannou. Bit of a shame, I think, anyway. But I would still have to say that Fury is the number one heavyweight on the planet. What I'm looking forward to most on TNT Sports is, and I think this will happen at some point into the future, I'm not a mind reader or anything, but Fury versus Usyk, if that does happen, I mean, unbelievable.